God damn it, the Chiefs are inevitable. It's so hard when you have 13 versus 11. We're going to get into it. All right, the refs were out of pocket. Everybody knows that. Everyone's pissed off, including ourselves. But we got that. We got other reactions to the championship games. We got NBA. We got MLB talk. Let's get into it. But before we get into it, we have our first ad read. This episode is brought to you by Huga House. Looking for the top of the line quality hats, beanies, long sleeves, and hoodies at a competitive price? Check out Huga House and use code FLAG15 for 15% off your purchase. That's FLAG15 for 15% off at checkout. Worn by people such as Aaron Rodgers, Shane Gillis, Shohei Ohtani, Josh Allen, and more. Shop Huga House today. Jordan, what up, Jordan?
What's going on, my boy? What's going on, people? As my guy was just saying, we got our first partnership here. It's really nice. We appreciate you guys first and foremost for just giving us this opportunity. Once again, this is a blessing, and we just had a recent conversation about it. We're really trying to make this thing go. So this is a really big step for us. It's only going to get better from here. But I just wanted to get that kudos out the way. But what's going on, my guy?
We got a lot to get into, bro. It was the championship week this past week, and not without a little bit of controversy, but it was good games, I guess you could say.
Yeah, there were some good games. We'll get into it a little bit later as far as the Chiefs games is concerned. Everybody knows how that went. But yeah, I'd say good games all around. It was a good playoff.
Yeah, let's get into some better news, shall we? Let's start with people getting jobs. We love people getting jobs. Hell yeah, we love guys getting jobs. We'll start with Aaron Glenn getting the New York Jets job. Jordan, what do you think of that?
I think he fits just as far as, just another defensive coach in the building. Again, I think I don't hate the hire, you know what I'm saying? But we'll see, As we all know, the Jets have been in a tough place the past couple of years, and we thought that Aaron Rodgers was going to save them, and he didn't. And we're going to get into it a little bit, but even Aaron Glenn's not committing to Aaron Rodgers, so I'm rooting for him because minority head coach, all that. But just besides that, it's a tough situation that he's being asked to deal with. So we'll see. Like, they got a good roster, but it's been a slippery slope as of late. So we'll see. But what do you think?
Yeah, as I mentioned on TikTok, if you don't follow us already on there, please do that, at Flag on the Take. Anyways, as I said when I reacted to it at first reaction, I said that on the field, I was a little bit concerned about how it would fit. I think the offensive coordinator hire is going to play a massive influence on how I feel. Yeah, about how I feel about them, the hire on the field. So I'm going to leave that out as a TBD, because obviously his defense was good, because he was having like dudes who were playing JV in high school, out there playing defense for the Lions in the playoffs, and they were playing well. So I'm not worried about Glenn defensively, but like I said, the offensive coordinator's hire is huge, so I'm going to leave that as a TBD. But off the field, I said this was the perfect hire for them. They needed someone to come in there who knew how to set a culture, who knew how to establish a culture, and after being under Dan Campbell for the last 2 to 3 years, I think Aaron Glenn learned how to establish a proper culture and how to rebuild the correct way, because he was there throughout all of the Lions rebuild. So I think Aaron Glenn's the perfect guy off the field. Plus, he's already been in the Jets building before, because he was a first-round pick by them in the 90s. So he knows what he's getting himself into in terms of the ownership and like the behind the scenes there. So I love the hire for them. I think this was honestly the best case scenario for them, besides obviously Vrabel or Ben Johnson. All right, moving on. Oh, do you want to get into what he said about Aaron Rodgers since we're on the Jets?
As far as yeah, we can. So was that in his presser?
Yeah.
He was talking about that? Yeah. Okay. So during his introductory press conference as the head coach, he was asked about Aaron Rodgers. And he wouldn't commit to Aaron Rodgers like long term. He was saying, don't waste your time. So he was honestly, just kind of brushing it aside. He wasn't really committing to it. So I wouldn't read too much into it now. I mean, new head coach, I can understand if he wants his own quarterback, especially since how many more years does Aaron have on his deal anyway? Like 1 or 2?
I think it's 2.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm assuming, it's always like the 3rd or 4th year in a contract that you can buy your way out or get out of it somehow.
Yeah.
I'm assuming there's some way they can get themselves out of this if they choose to. But Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Aaron was on the move one more time.
See, I think it would be the opposite because Aaron Glenn's going to be under so much pressure to win. Like, who are
Hmm.
they going to bring in that's going to play better than Aaron Rodgers right out the gate?
Yeah,
Because
and
Aaron Glenn
considering
can't. Go ahead.
no, go ahead and finish. No, I'll let you finish.
I was going to say Aaron Glenn can't afford to go 6-11 year one. He's got to have a
Mhm.
quarterback that can play good right away.
Considering that it was Aaron Rodgers' down year and he still threw for what, 28 touchdowns?
Yeah,
Yeah, so I'll take that any day of the week.
I saw like the last 10 games of the season, he threw 18 touchdowns to 4 picks. So he's still
Yeah,
got it. He can still sling the pill. It's just I think he was playing injured and that was messing him up. But
yeah,
I think they're going to keep him now because they're still trying to win now. And I don't think they're going to be able to get a rookie or a free agent that'll be better than Aaron Rodgers like week
no,
one.
I don't think so at all. They need to go ahead and get somebody. They might go the free agency route, but if they do, I don't think they'll get like a big name. They'll get like a Jimmy G or somebody.
They need to
That's
draft somebody. That's what they
what I'm
need to do.
saying. What they need to do is get somebody in the second round and go ahead and let him sit behind Aaron Rodgers.
Don't be shocked if they reach for someone early, like in the first round. Don't be shocked
We
if they
talking
reach.
like, oh, we talking like Dart because that boy's been on a come up. I've been seeing some stuff that his stock has been rising.
Dart, Milrow, Will Howard. I mean, there's so many names.
Those three stocks have been going up from what I've seen.
Even Kyle McCord's stock is going up.
Yeah,
So don't be shocked if they reach for one in the first round.
yeah,
Or if Shadur or Cam Ward are falling, I wouldn't be shocked if the Jets trade up to stop their fall.
yeah. I'm not sure if they would fall or not, just because they're the cream of the crop in terms of this class. But yeah, I can see what you're talking about.
I heard that I'm hearing some crazy stuff that like Shadur can fall all the way to 6 to the Raiders.
I wouldn't be surprised. I don't think. I don't know if it's like. I honestly, that's the one team I think I really want to see him with. I just want to see what he would do with the Raiders, or the Giants. I'd probably say.
Yeah, I think because I'm hearing that the Titans keep saying they're not going to pass on a generational player. So I don't know who they're considering a generational player. I don't know if it's Abdul Carter or Travis Hunter or
I think it
what.
has to be one of those two because I don't consider Travis. I'm not Travis. Shador or Cam Ward generational. I think they're the best in this class. But yeah, that might be who they're referring to. You think so? You think they would
But to
take Travis?
stick with Bill Levis is crazy.
Yeah, but at the same time, they're not talented, bro. They got other areas they got to address too before they even can. Like, I get it. Like, a good quarterback can just put like a tiny band-aid on it. Because, like, again, y'all are still gonna suck. You're not gonna win that many games, but at
Oh
least you
no.
be fun to watch with a competitive quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, if Abdul Carter is the truth, like let's say he pans out to be like a TJ or a Miles, like
Mhm.
what's the point of having TJ or Miles if you have freaking Will Levis at quarterback?
Exactly.
So we'll keep tabs on that throughout the offseason because that's probably all we're gonna have to talk about football wise. Moving on to what I would consider an extremely safe hire. I think this is a very high floor, low ceiling hire. Pete
Mhm.
Carroll to the Raiders. I
Yeah.
said off first reaction that whoever the offensive and defensive coordinators are, I think are going to be the people to succeed Pete because Pete only signed a 3-year deal, which
Mhm.
makes me think Tom was like, hey, Pete, just come in, reset the culture. And within those 3 years, we'll get a quarterback, and then whoever's next will be the guy to develop the quarterback is how
Yeah.
I see that going.
I think this is a pretty good hire. I think Pete, like, I think it's the Harbaugh Tomlin situation that happened to Pete in Seattle. I think Pete's a really good coach. I think it was the situation, and Russell Wilson was rubbing everybody the wrong way, and Pete was, I guess, starting to rub people the wrong way, and it was just time for him to go. And I'm glad that he, took a year off and got his mind right, and he's back and ready to coach. I think he's good for the Raiders. I'm a Pete Carroll fan, so I think this is a good hire.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Pete Carroll as well, but like I said, I think this is a safe hire, more of like focus on building the culture rather than focus on winning. I
I'm gonna
think
tell
it's what
you
Tom Brady
what,
was
though.
focused at here.
I think for what the Raiders were, even though I agree with you that it's safe, I think it was the right choice. I
Oh
mean,
yeah, I don't know who
yeah,
would have been better.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So yeah, I understand what you're saying. I think they did good with this one though.
Oh yeah, you can't go wrong with Pete Carroll. He's gonna win you 8 games no matter what.
Hmm. And it's just up to your roster to do the rest.
But moving on from safe to arguably, I don't want to say dumbest because he hasn't coached a game yet, but definitely the most confusing. Brian Schottenheimer is the heir apparent in Dallas.
Hmm.
At this point, you might as well have just kept Mike McCarthy, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I don't. I guess Jerry couldn't get Dion to come, so he's like, oh, we'll just we'll see what we can do.
Yeah, but like Mike McCarthy is better than Schottenheimer. I mean, I know
Yeah,
he's
he
the
is.
son of Marty, and Marty was a Hall of Fame coach and whatnot, and Brian's been in the league for 25 years. But I mean, you're the Dallas freaking Cowboys, and the best you can get is Brian freaking Schottenheimer.
Yeah.
That's all
I
you
don't know
got.
too much about Brian. Can you tell me a little bit about him, other than his daddy? I know his daddy.
He's been an assistant coach in the NFL for 25 years, I think I
Hmm.
saw.
Hmm.
And at one point in time, they said it was 17 years ago, he was like the Ben Johnson of a coaching cycle. He ended
Got
up
you.
not taking a job, and then the team sucked and he got fired. So then he kind of got screwed out of his opportunity. And now
Oh, and shit.
17 years later, here we are.
Wow. Oh, so he's an offensive coach. Yeah. Okay. We'll see what he does.
But that's the thing. You put air quotes around offensive coordinator because everyone knows that was Big Mike's offense.
Hmm.
So how much impact did Schottenheimer really have on that offense if it was Big Mike's offense?
That's true.
So
I don't
I'll
think
leave.
it's the Mike and Kyle situation because I think they both had input on the offense in DC.
Oh yeah, no, for
You know what
sure.
I'm saying?
Oh yeah, but I won't judge it too harshly just because, like I said, he hasn't coached a game yet. So who am I to judge him without even like having him putting some tape on the field? But so far, not good, Jerry. And I know you're running out of running out of sand in your hourglass, as he says. But
That's
you're
a
not gonna
crazy
win another.
word, bro.
That's what he said. He said he's running out of sand in his hourglass. But
Yeah.
you
Oh,
keep making dumbass hires, you're never gonna win another title.
5'11", 215, 8.5. Let me stop.
Man, he has got the wrong ideas.
He does.
All right, moving on to the most controversial hire, not even because of how good he is as a coach, but just because of how he got hired. The Jaguars hired Liam Cohen to be their head coach. I said at the beginning of this cycle that this guy was getting a job, and I thought that he would be a good coach.
You did.
So glad to see him land on his feet in Jacksonville. I think this is Trevor Lawrence's last chance. I think if Cohen can't save him, I think T-Law is officially cooked.
Yeah. I also you saw his press conference, didn't you? Did you see people were clowning him? Duval.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's so stupid.
I'm like, dang. My man, I seen a Twitter post that said it was a fireable offense. I was weak.
A fireable offense is a crazy
Bro,
word.
just got back in.
But did you hear about all the controversy around it?
Mm-mm. That's the only controversy I heard about it.
Oh no, that's not even close to what the controversy is.
Okay.
So, did you hear about how, like a few days before he got hired, how the Bucks were gonna make him the highest paid coordinator?
Yeah, I think so.
So, the way the story goes is that they reached out to Liam and was like, "Hey, if you don't take a second interview with the Jags, then we will make you the highest paid coordinator in the NFL." And he was like, "All right, sick." And then the Jaguars, I guess he went to tell the Jags that he was pulling his name out of the consideration,
Okay.
and they were like, Liam, why would you do that? Like, just to figure out why he would do that. And allegedly he said he didn't want to work with that dipshit Trent Baalke. So they fired Trent Baalke and then reached back out to Cohen and were like, "Hey, big dumb dipshit's out of town now. Would you consider us again?" And he was like, "I shouldn't, but I will." So then he goes AWOL. Like, he's supposed to sign the contract with the Bucks, the extension, and then he just like stops answering their calls and texts.
Wow.
Goes to Jacksonville, like some secret like CIA stuff to take the second interview, and then someone in the Jags building leaks it to the Bucks that he's there, even though he told them that he didn't answer his phone because he was dealing with his sick son. And so
Signing with the Jags. That's wild.
yeah, and before they were able to get a hold of him, he already signed the paperwork to be the Jags head coach.
Technically,
so the Bucks
he didn't
were
sign.
furious.
Didn't he get in trouble with that?
No, so as a coordinator, it's in your contract. You can leave at any given time to accept a promotion.
All right.
So
Fair enough. Then.
so he was like, "I'm out. There's only 32 of these jobs. I'm out." So I get why the Bucks are pissed, but at the same time, like, I don't blame Liam. I don't think he should have used his sick son as leverage, but
Yeah,
I mean,
no.
hey, he's got to do what he's got to do because he went from making $5 million a year to making $14 million a year.
Oh,
So
yeah.
good for him.
Either way, generational wealth.
Oh yeah,
Gotta do what you got to do, though.
yeah. To be able to work with Trevor Lawrence, who was once considered one of the greatest prospects of all time. So I think it's a great hire. I think this is their best shot at saving T-Law.
Yeah, I think so too. Although T-Law can come to the Steelers if he wants to.
Not with that contract. He's not able,
Yeah, I know. What is he making a year?
like
40?
55.
Oh, I thought he was in the 40 range.
No, he's like making like
Sheesh.
55.
Yeah, nah, never mind. Forget what I said.
He's not movable for another 2 or 3 years, I don't think. So you can have him. That's fine. Take him.
Of course you would think. Speaking of which, just quick caveat. Did you see who made the Pro Bowl?
Yeah, I mean, that's my guy, but like he has no business being there.
No, man.
Drake May has no business being a Pro Bowl quarterback.
Oh, no, you didn't see. That's not who I was talking about.
Who?
Russell Wilson.
What?
Russell Wilson made the Pro Bowl.
He has no business being there.
You said my guy, and I was like, we're not talking about the same person. And you say Drake May.
Yeah, so Drake May and Russell Wilson made the Pro Bowl.
They
And the
did.
NFL wonders why people don't take it serious.
It's not as bad as the Snoop year, but it's bad.
Or the Mac Jones year.
Yeah.
Or the Mitch Trubisky year.
Oh, I forgot about that. MVP.
Yeah, so, and the NFL wonders why no one takes their Pro Bowl game serious. Because you have freaking Russell Wilson and Drake May as quarterbacks in it.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't
My
you don't
dad,
get the big names.
My dad ended up calling me, and he was like, "Jake," because me and him, I ain't gonna lie. So we were Russ advocates. Of course, I think every Steeler fan was, at least for the first couple of games when he was slinging the rock, and then after that last 5, and it just went downhill. Yeah, nah, we were talking bad about my boy, and then so yeah, my dad calls me. He's like, "Yeah, you see the news?" I said, "What?" He said, "Russ made the Pro Bowl." I said, "Who?" Yo, I said it like 5 times. I just kept asking him. And then he sent me the little screenshot from the Steelers' official Instagram. Yeah,
Oh my God. They really just let anyone in there.
they do. I'm telling you, after that
'Cause-
Snoop year, that's when it went downhill.
Yeah. Because I tell people all the time, Russ and my dishes have one thing in common.
What?
Washed.
Yeah, for sure.
So, and you guys are going to bring him back. That's hilarious.
Yeah, I hope not. I'm
But
seeing
that's
stuff
neither
that's-
here nor there.
I'm about to say I'm seeing stuff everywhere, but we'll get into that at a later date.
Moving on to the last coaching job open. And I get why this is still open because Louisiana got so much snow they weren't able to have guys in for in-person interviews, so that delayed the process. Or they could just be lying to us and trying to get Kellen Moore. I don't really know, but who do you think is going to land the Saints job? It's the last one open.
Who do we still have on the carousel?
So what about the Giant?
Hasn't McCarthy interviewed twice? No.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what about the Giants off, but anyways,
I'd probably say I'd say McCarthy.
I think McCarthy's going to get the job, but they should give it to Kellen Moore. I'd love to see what he has under the hood as a head coach.
Yeah, most
But
definitely.
whoever gets the Saints job, you're not going to win for at least 2 years because you're going to be in cap hell with the oldest roster in the league.
Yeah. Isn't there some stuff with like Kamara wanting to leave as well too?
No, it's just more like Kamara just wants Rizzy to be the head coach.
Okay, got you. So it was just I need somebody to be a head coach thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
which Rizzy's not getting that job. I know he was the interim. He's not getting that job. It's not happening.
Yeah, no.
But that is all for the coaching carousel. So let's move on. We have a little bit of NBA and MLB talk here. We'll just keep this short, so we'll do this first. Just because, like I said, we're starting to get back into it in more of a transitional era here as football winds down. So we'll start with the NBA because that's more of Jordan's forte than baseball. So, Jordan, if you want to talk about the Jimmy Butler situation, go for it. What's your opinion on it all?
Well, we've known that he's, I don't know. People have been talking about him wanting out of Miami for a minute. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
So I feel like this is just like the culmination of that. Jimmy's a dog, man. He's a little bit older, so I don't think it's the same. But at the same time, I think you get him on a good enough team, he'll be straight. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
But as far as the antics, everybody knows Jimmy's a little bit of a character anyway. Especially every year he's having like a new hairstyle where he's doing his media day shoots and no, I'm a fan of it. I think it might be time.
Oh, it's been time. They should have traded him back in like December or even November. That's when this all started.
Yeah,
So you're on Jimmy Butler's side?
I am.
I'm on Jimmy's side as well. Like, I don't agree with why they had the falling out, but they're at the point now where the Heat are just dragging their feet. I saw today that they lowered their price tag for Jimmy, finally.
Mm-hmm.
That was the main holdup. And plus, it's Jimmy Butler's walk year, too. So, like, whoever trades for him either needs to give him a new deal or risk losing him in the offseason.
Did they say exactly what they were looking for as far as
They
compensation?
they wanted someone of, like, equal talent or, like, a younger player, like a young up-and-coming star in picks, like something like that, because they still want to, like, win now. They would rather build around, like, Tyler Hero and Bam Adebayo.
Yeah.
But Jimmy Butler, I mean, he's 35, so I don't know how much he has left in the tank. He's got one more deal left, in my opinion. Like,
Yeah,
one
he
more,
hasn't
like...
been healthy this season anyway, though.
Well, he hasn't had a chance to be healthy because he keeps getting suspended every other damn week.
That's true, too.
But I think now that the price tag's lowered, I've heard a lot more teams are in on him, including Golden State, which I think would be sick. See Jimmy and Curry, that would be really cool to see.
Oh, jeez.
Him and Draymond would get in a fist fight week
Yes,
one.
they would. Yes, they would.
But I'm hearing, I heard even Philly's interested in Jimmy Butler. I don't know why we would do that.
Really?
I love Jimmy Butler, but him and Joel Embiid are just going to get in another fight.
You think so?
So, I mean, I would be cool for trading Joel Embiid for Jimmy Butler and like the next like 10 first-round picks that the Miami Heat have, but that's not going to happen. So, there's so many things that can happen with this Jimmy Butler saga at this point. That's really what it is at this point, is a saga. But the trade deadline is February 6th. I don't know. We might get one more episode in before then. I'm trying to check right now. I don't know if you have your calendar up.
I don't, but I can.
Yeah, check to see if we'll get one more episode in before the trade deadline. February 6th.
So what's today? 29th?
Yes, this will air on the 29th. Yeah, we'll get one more episode in. I just looked. So we'll get one more episode in, so we'll see how this all finally concludes. We can even put a prediction on where he goes, but Jimmy Butler is not putting on the Miami Heat uniform again. So that has been confirmed.
One more episode.
But moving on.
For my birthday. Oh, no. We're going to have a birthday episode for me now that I'm looking at the calendar.
Oh, man. That'll be fun.
February 7th. Mark it in y'all calendar. I take Cash App and nickel bags.
Oh, my God. Okay, moving on. The Kings today put De'Aaron Fox on the trading block, which I thought was an interesting move.
Yes, most definitely.
And
apparently he has a preferred destination too, right?
yeah, did you hear about who it is?
No, I know it's not the Lake Show.
Yeah, his preferred destination is, do you want to take a guess? It's a team that like is all right. They already have a star, so adding him would like put them from like kind of play like borderline playoff team to like legit contender.
Mm-hmm. Give me a hint.
Western Conference.
Nets.
That's not even the Western Conference, my guy. Good Lord.
I don't know.
Spurs. The Spurs are his preferred trade destination. Yeah.
Oh, him and Wemby.
Yeah.
I
would love to see that.
I could see that.
You have one of the fastest players in the league in De'Aaron Fox paired up against 7'4" Wemby. That would be a sick duo.
Yeah.
Because how would you stop them? De'Aaron Fox either runs right by you or Wemby just pulls up over the top.
You know, that would be my duo on 2K.
Yeah. Yeah.
You remember we used to do those leagues where we draft the players and then we
The
put
fantasy drafts? Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be sick.
That would definitely be a duo I would consider.
Man, if they make that trade, I might have to start a my GM on 2K25 as the Spurs and see what I can do with them.
Yeah, no. I think he might be able to get conference finals.
And you know what's crazy is that Rich Paul is kind of quarterbacking this trade, so you know the Spurs are going to get him for next to nothing.
Oh, I didn't even know Rich Paul was his agent.
Yeah. Come on, Rich Paul's everyone's agent.
That's that's literally what I just said. He's everyone's agent. Gee, he's about to be my agent. Let me hit up Rich Paul. Let me hit up Adele
Me
real
too,
quick.
bro. I need his contact info. But no, I'm very excited for the Spurs. And I used to hate them because they were like that dynasty when they had Kawhi and Duncan and Parker and Ginobili. But they've sucked for a while now. They can get good again, and I won't hate them.
Especially because of Wemby. I'm a Wemby fan.
But what's crazy is that was around the time I was getting into basketball, so they felt like the Patriots to me because that was like when I was getting into basketball. Was during that like Spurs
that's
era.
a good comparison. I had to think about it. Yeah.
Because you got to think, Pop is Belichick, and then Duncan was Brady. So that's how I viewed them for a while there. But I would love that for De'Aaron Fox. Selfishly, I don't know. Selfishly, I don't want to see it because that means they're going to be nearly impossible to beat. Probably not this year, but next year.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah. If you have Fox and Wemby and then you just surround them with like average to above average players, that team is unstoppable.
Yeah, they're gonna be good for sure.
So, selfishly, like I don't know how the Sixers would combat that, but it'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure.
It would definitely make me want to go to a game when they're in town.
Let's roll.
Yeah, no, for real. And
Yeah,
then
let's roll.
that would also fix some rating problems too, which I don't know if the rating problem is still a thing. It's kind of died down, but I don't know. Well, I'll have to do more digging into that. We can talk about that next week because we'll definitely have more basketball to talk about next week.
For sure.
And then the last piece of news I wanted to get into was this is a little bit early, but they kind of just announced it. This is one of, if not the most uninspiring dunk contest I think I've ever seen. Have you seen the lineup?
No.
Oh man, dude. I mean, it's just...
I know McClung's in it, right?
Yes, McClung is in it, but I mean, I'm gonna tell you who these people are, and you're gonna be like, "Who?" So, Mac McClung is back for a three-peat, even though which is crazy because that's like a AAA baseball player being in the MLB All-Star game or the MLB
back?
Home Run Derby. Excuse me. Nope. I would guess since you're like a casual NBA, you're not a hardcore like me. I would guess you haven't heard of any of these guys.
Okay, let me listen to a couple.
Like at all. So one of them is a rookie. Actually, two of them I think are rookies. So I'll start with the one you're most likely to know. Stephon Castle in San Antonio.
Yeah.
Do you know who that is?
Yes.
Okay, sick. What about Matas Buzelis? Buzelis? I never get his name right. Yeah. Buzel.
Oh no, no.
Matas. Yeah, he's like a younger guy. He's a really great defensive player, but he can't shoot worth a shit.
Okay.
And then the last guy is Andre Jackson Jr.
That sounds familiar.
So, we actually have two rookies this year. So Stephon Castle was the 4th overall pick in the 2024 NBA draft out of UConn. I knew him. I've kept tabs on him. I didn't know he was averaging 11, 3, and 2, though. I thought he would...
Andre, he's that light-skinned dude, right?
But I think he's getting his feet... Andre's a light-skinned dude, yeah. He plays... Do you know who he plays for? So he was a second-round pick in the 2023 draft by a team in the Eastern Conference.
Okay. And do they have a star on their team?
They have one of your favorite players on their team.
Ooh, it's definitely the Bucks.
Yep.
Okay. Only because
I was going to say that was the only hint I was giving you.
Straight away. I thought Dame straight away.
That's why I said that was the only hint I was giving you. So he's actually... This is a good story. So he was drafted in the second round of 2023. He started 33 games this year. He's averaging 17 minutes a game.
Okay.
So good for him. As a second round pick getting it out the mud. And then we'll just call him Matas because I butchered that last name. I know who he is, but I never said it right. I've never said it right. He was the 11th pick in this year's draft. He was a 5-star recruit out of high school, and he decided to skip college and do the G League Ignite instead. Mm-hmm. You know the program? You know what that is?
G League Unite? Is that like an overseas thing?
It's G League Ignite, so it's an extra G League.
Okay.
Yeah, it's an extra G League team of just guys right out of high school. It's so they can play professional basketball early.
That's cool. So that doesn't have to... Wait, does that ruin any eligibility they might have? Or it's since with the NIL thing, that's like...
It used to, but now I don't think it does. But it definitely used to. That was like the whole point of it was like, guys want to get paid, so they'll spend 1 year on the Ignite team, get paid while doing it, and then go to the NBA draft. So he was on that, and then he got drafted 11th overall pick. So the problem with him is that he's an elite defender. He's averaging like over 2 blocks a game. Mm-hmm. The only problem is he's only playing 13 minutes a game, and he's only averaging 5 points and 3 boards a game. So he is absolutely horrific on the offense, but he's actually pretty lights out on defense.
Oh, Dennis Rodman.
But besides Mac McClung, there's no star power to this. Yeah. We used to love the dunk contest because Vince Carter and Tracy McGrady used to go nuclear in it.
Mm-hmm. Then you had Zach LaVine had a little run
with Aaron Gordon. Yeah, we used to have actual stars do it, and now it's a bunch of hoes. So, but yeah, so that's NBA talk. We can get into the standings a little bit. I don't know if you've checked those lately.
Are we doing an update of who we think's coming out of both conferences?
We can probably wait till after the Super Bowl to do that because that can actually be a pretty good debate.
Okay.
But don't look now. I don't know if you've noticed or not, but don't look now. The Boston Celtics are stumbling.
Yeah. Ooh. I remember talking about them at the beginning of the season. Jeez.
Who, the Celtics?
Yeah.
They're
I
five and
thought they
five
were
in their
gonna.
last
Yeah.
10.
That's wild.
Yeah, the Cavs are an absolute nuclear weapon, but so are the Thunder. I hope we get a Cavs Thunder finals. That would be sick.
I see the Rockets are up there too. I know Bryce is happy.
Don't look now, but the New York Knicks are 1 game out of second place,
I see.
and your Bucks are 3 games out as well.
Not my Bucks, my Dame. Wait, that was kind of pause. That was definitely a pause.
Don't look now, but the freaking Detroit Pistons are in the playoffs.
Oh boy.
The Sixers are literally the first team eliminated. They're 3 games out of the play-in tournament. 3-7 in their last 10. Jared McCain's done for the
Hornets
year.
are making me look bad. They were one of my playing teams.
I thought they would be better than 12-31.
Yeah, man.
I knew the Nets and the Raptors were tanking. Jesus, Washington only has 6 wins? What the hell's going on over there?
Yeah, what the hell going on?
Dude, don't look. I don't know if you've seen this yet, but don't look if you haven't.
Okay.
How many game losing streak do you think the Washington Wizards are on? It's not as big as you.
It has to be double digits.
Yeah, it's not as big as you think, but it is double digits.
I'd probably say 20.
Almost 14.
That's not as bad as I would think with them only winning 6 games, but still, that's pretty bad.
6-39.
That's pretty bad.
Oh
What's the
my
worst record
God!
in NBA history? I wonder.
I don't know, but they're 3 losses away from being below 500 season, and we're not even in February.
Jeez.
Oh my God! The hell going on over there? Who are they?
Fun fact. They're actually 5th right now all time as far as regular season losses.
The Wizards?
Yeah, they're 5th all time. You got Charlotte Bobcats were 7-59. 76ers were 9-73.
I remember that season. That was the year I got into basketball.
Yeah. No, that was 10-72. That was 2016. 9-73 was 1973. Yeah, the Washington Wizards are in the top 10. They're at 6-39 right now. So if they keep this up, they got a chance to make history in the worst way.
My God.
Yeah.
Dude, look at the Lake Show at the 5 seed. Good for them. I'm happy for them. Grizzlies at the 3. I feel like that's pretty quiet. I feel like not many people are talking about the Grizzlies at 3 and the Rockets at 2.
I haven't seen too anything about them.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to them. Let's see what game is on tonight. Do you know who's on tonight? Or I guess this would be last night by the time people listen to this.
So it's Wednesday. We got Brooklyn and Charlotte.
No, you're literally looking at Wednesday's game.
Hold up.
Tonight we got the Lakers and Sixers on
Houston
TNT.
and Atlanta.
I'll probably watch that game.
Milwaukee and Portland. Utah and Golden State.
I'll probably watch the Lakers-Sixers game. That's on at 7:30. I'll probably watch that game.
Is Joel playing?
Of course not. It's like, let me check.
Yo, if he's not.
Joel Embiid is not on the injury report. Paul George is not playing, though. Then again, I don't know.
Bronny's traveling.
Bronny?
Yeah, he's traveling.
No kidding. Let me look up Joel Embiid separately just to make
6
sure.
minutes tonight.
Hey, you know what? Good for him. He's cashing big league checks, all right? I don't hate it.
What's
I
Jared
wish it was
McCain
me.
doing tonight?
Jared McCain is in a knee brace. He ain't doing shit tonight. Aw, Joel Embiid is out tonight because of his knee. Aw.
He need to get that knee amputated. Is that a thing? He needs to start walking straight leg.
They need to just start taking his money away.
That's too late for that.
No, they need to start doing that thing where it's like if you don't play, you don't get paid. That would make all those guys play real quick.
That sounds like the NFL.
That's what I'm saying. That's what the NBA needs to do. That can help fix the problem. But I'm hammering Lakers minus 4.5. So always bet against the Sixers this year. But all right, that is enough for NBA talk. I'll do a quick bit on MLB because this is like the last week or two of kind of quietness unless like people sign or get traded. Just because I know you're not a baseball guy, so I'll explain it to you. The amount of news that comes out of the first day of pitchers and catchers reporting is actually absurd. Like imagine
we should make this a new segment, like Jordan learns baseball.
That actually,
or like Cole's baseball camp or something like that. That'd be cool.
Write that down. Write that down.
Put it down in the notes. In the notes.
But anyways, so imagine like all off season. You know, like during the NFL, like off season, like like someone tore their ACL training, like that breaks like immediate. So imagine like all off season, you don't hear a lick about injury news. You just assume everyone's healthy. Everything's going well. You're hearing about the moves that they're making and who's invited to training camp and stuff like that. And then the first day that everyone reports to training camp, half the roster is out with injuries.
Jeez.
Okay, half's a little extreme, but imagine, so pitchers and catchers report a week earlier than the rest of the team. So imagine you have, we'll say 30 guys report. I don't know the actual number. Every team's a little bit different. Let's say 30 guys report to pitchers and catchers. Realistically, 7 or 8 get injury news announced about them per team. It is actually absurd the amount of injury news that comes out on day 1 of spring training.
Okay.
So February 12th and 13th, I will be holding my breath the entire 48 hours, praying to God that someone, a big name, does not have an arm injury for the Orioles. I'm not even kidding. Last year it came out, it was like Kyle Bradish needed Tommy John, John Means needed Tommy John. It was like bang, bang, bang. I was like, oh my God. That day could not end fast enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's when a lot of gears get turning because guys want to get signed and get into camp and whatnot. So these next couple of weeks will probably be quiet. But the Cubs traded for Ryan Presley. As I mentioned on TikTok, I gave a quick breakdown on there. This seems like a salary dump by Houston. If it's anything less than a salary dump, then Houston got absolutely fleeced. So, all right, how am I going to put this into terms? So you have Major League Baseball, and then you have AAA, which is the highest minor league system.
Okay.
Then you have AA, High A, Low A, and then Rookie Ball. So the Houston Astros traded their closer, so that's one of their best relief pitchers, to the Cubs in exchange for someone in Single A. So he's not 1 step away, or 2 steps away, or 3 steps away from the major. Yeah, he's in Low A.
Is he good?
No! Never heard of this guy in my life.
Jeez.
So in baseball, when trades like that happens, it basically is like, please, for the love of God, just take this contract.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. You're practically giving him away for nothing.
But I still feel like yeah, I guess you can't. You don't have any leverage, especially if you're trying to get rid of him.
Yeah, everyone knows when you're a team that's trying to win and you're trading away one of your key contributors who has a hefty price tag, everyone knows that it's a salary dump.
Dang, that's you know how we do in freaking Madden.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's like trading away. It's like trading away your second or third best corner when you're trying to win because you're trying to free up some money to sign someone else. So this is like trading away your second or third best corner who has a big contract and trying to sign like a right guard. So you're trying to free up that 14 to 18 million and put it on the offensive line instead. Because I think they traded him to free up some money to re-sign Bregman. I don't know how true that is because I've heard Bregman is between the Tigers, the Stros right now.
I was about to see that. I saw some stuff that he was unlikely to sign.
Yeah, so I think they did this just so they can up the offer for him.
Yeah.
But if they did that and then they re-signed Bregman, then this was a good trade because they got to keep Alex Bregman. But if they did this and don't get Bregman, then it's like, what are we doing? Which is fine. I hate the Astros. I hope they go 0-162 every year because they're a bunch of cheaters. But no, this is the team that cheated. So I hope they lose every game. I hate the Astros. So whatever. But the MLB The Show 25 cover came out today, and that is sick. It is one of the coolest covers we've had in years. It's got 3 of the biggest stars on it, like biggest young stars in the game on it. So imagine, I'm trying to put this in football.
Is Gunnar on there?
Gunnar is on there.
Okay.
Gunner's on there. Paul Skeens is on there, and then
Paul Skeens.
Yeah, and Ellie De La Cruz is on there.
Okay.
So it's 3 of
those people are. I'm proud of myself.
Oh, I'm proud of you too, bro. Good job. So it's 3 of the best young stars in baseball. This would be like C.J. Stroud, Jaden Daniels, and like Sauce Gardner, all on a Madden cover. Like it would just be absolutely sick. So very happy about that. I'm excited to see the news that comes out about the game, but I just want to talk about the cover and say how much I liked it, and especially because shout out Gunner, the first Oriole ever on an MLB The Show cover. So good for him. But now I guess we can finally stop making the people wait and get into what they really want to hear.
I'm glad you didn't hear my shade.
Nope. I'm just gonna let it go. Just gonna keep it rolling.
All right, man. Let's get into it. You want me to start off, or what's up?
Yeah, go for it.
All right, y'all. So, what my best friend, what my co-host is referring to is the NFC and AFC championships. So I hope you guys watched them this weekend. They were really good games. One of them we'll talk about was decided by the Zebras once again. Not saying entirely by the Zebras because they played a really good game. They did play well enough to win, but it was sad to see. I hate when they take the football out of football. But basically, we had in the NFC we had the Commanders at the Eagles, and for the AFC we had the Bills at the Chiefs. So we'll get straight into it. We can start with the NFC game. We can start with Eagles and Commanders. Let me know what you thought of it.
I thought the Commanders had a shot until he turned the ball over 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
That literally, I don't want to say single-handedly because Saquon Barkley did Saquon Barkley stuff.
But that scored first play the freaking game.
But that was a major part of why they lost.
Oh yeah, for sure. You can't turn the ball over on a good team like Philly like that, man. And it's so crazy that they always fight back. First off, Zach Ertz still has it. That's my takeaway of the game. I thought he was cooked, but nah, Zach Ertz still has it. He's still that security blanket. He is like a Jason Witten type. I think he's still a little bit more athletic at this point in his career than Jason was. But
he said he's coming back next year.
Yeah, I would too with this team they got.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they weren't supposed to be as good as they were this year, man. This is tough.
I mean, they went from the 2nd overall pick to the NFC Championship game. That never happens.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I also think, and I know Commanders fans don't want to hear this, but it honestly might have been their best chance to go to the bowl.
No, that's not true.
I'm just saying, you know how it is with second-year expectations. I'm not going to say that their roster won't get better because I think it will. I just don't be surprised if they take just a tiny step back next year.
Oh, no, they're definitely going to take a step back next year. But
yeah.
By year 3 or even 4, they definitely can get to a bowl.
You think so?
Yeah, it's just for me, the turnovers, it was already bad enough you turned it over. But, bro, it was where they turned it over. They turned it over, and Philly was already in the red zone.
Mm-hmm. True.
They're already one of the best red zone offenses because of Saquon, and you turn the ball over in the red zone. You might as well have just, put the ball on the ground and let the defense run it in.
Yeah, and then you got Jalen Hurts who just knows how to run that offense.
He does not get enough love. I did not see myself becoming a Jalen Hurts defender, but he does not give enough love for what he does for that football team.
Yeah.
He has that big money contract, so he has every right to have an ego, but he puts that aside and just is totally fine pulling a Ryan Tannehill and just letting Saquon go off every game.
Remember, we talked about it a little bit. I don't know what it is yet, because he's improved his throwing drastically. He can throw the ball. It's just sometimes his decision making, but he did a great job this game. He only had 8 incompletions.
He's a smart quarterback. Good. He just makes occasional dumb decisions.
Yeah, but you can kind of say that about any quarterback.
Yeah.
I'd also like to say, how the heck did Will Shipley bust out like that?
Bro ran out of gas at the end. I don't know if you saw that.
My uncles and I were dying because, bro, before he got caught, he put both hands on the ball, just covered it up, and just accepted his fate. I'm like, bro, you're supposed to push out there. You were gone.
Bro, nah. He knew someone was about to punch it out, and he didn't want to fumble it. I don't blame him.
That, my boy, is 4'6" versus 4'4".
Oh my God, Will Shipley. That was what a story.
I couldn't believe it. I said, what the freak is this?
Man, Saquon, oh my God. Philly's clearly more talented than Kansas City, but they just don't have that devil magic on their side. So I don't know.
I know.
They're literally stacked at every single position. So Philly has no reason to lose this game, especially if Jalen Hurts plays like he did the last time they played the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. I think Saquon Barkley makes a difference, and I think their defense is better this year than it was when they went and played them last time. So I'm rooting for Philly, obviously ABC, but
we'll do our preview next week, so we'll definitely get more into it. Was there any more takeaways you had to this game before we get into Bills Chiefs and the refs?
I don't think Jaden played that bad. I just want it on the record.
I don't think Jaden played that bad either. I mean, the turnover, but I don't think Jaden played that bad either.
Yeah, I don't want Jaden getting crucified. That's all I gotta say.
He was the reason that they were there.
Oh, I know. I totally. Yeah. I'm not arguing with you. I'm just saying for the haters out there.
Yeah, I'm just
for the haters out there.
Yeah.
Don't crucify him.
Oh no, I don't think they are. That man was great. I haven't seen anything negative about it. Now they got smacked. That's all I've been seeing. But
that's fine. I just want to make sure. I just want to put that out there.
But let's go into the game that we're so excited to talk about, and everybody knew what the outcome was going to be. It was going to be a shootout, and then the Chiefs were magically going to win. Let's get into it. All right. So the Chiefs beat the Bills 32-29 in KC. I mean, it was an entertaining game. We all know what this game was going to be. They were going to trade punches back and forth. I told everybody that Xavier Worthy was going to go off this game.
Well, yeah, that was just like how the football gods are because they're sick weirdos and
Yep.
like they knew Buffalo traded with Kansas City for them to get Xavier Worthy, so they were
Hmm.
like, "Oh yeah, he's definitely going off."
Going off. Yeah, I knew he was gonna score. I didn't know he was gonna go off that quick, but he did.
Fastest player in the league.
Also, shout out to Juju because dog, that little 30-yarder that he caught. I didn't think he still had that in him.
Boo Boo Smith Schuster.
Did you hear? Okay, this is like a little caveat, but I think it's important. Did you hear about the Jabril Pepper stuff with Juju?
No.
So apparently, so you saw Jabril Peppers got in trouble with that stuff, right?
What stuff?
So Jabril Peppers, he's being acquitted for assault, but apparently he attacked this girl, right? You can look it up too for the full story, but basically he was saying that they were doing the do, like they were hooking up,
Oh
and
no.
and she got a call from Juju with hearts on it.
Oh no.
Yeah, bro, you didn't hear about this?
No.
Yeah, bro.
Oh no.
Yeah, bro.
There's no
It's a whole
way.
thing. Yeah,
Oh
fans think Juju
no.
Schuster
Oh
called Jabril Pepper's
no.
girlfriend. Yeah, bro. And so Jabril ends up getting in trouble.
I will have to look into that.
You
That
gotta
is
look it up, bro.
crazy.
Yeah, Jabril Peppers got in trouble. I think he just got acquitted for it in the trial. But yeah,
Damn.
it was for battery.
Damn.
Yeah, and there was information that came out, and it was saying that he had saw her call log, and it was Juju with hearts next to it.
Oh no.
Mind you, we all know that Juju's like engaged now, so it's a whole situation, bro. It's
Oh, he
crazy.
is? I didn't know that part.
Yeah, he's like
Oh
engaged. Yeah,
no.
dog. It's wild.
Ugh.
It's wild, bro.
That's horrible. But you know what else is horrible?
What else we got?
The refs.
Oh yeah, yeah. You want to talk about it? I'll let you get into this one.
The first one, and I'll start with the, I guess, quote unquote smaller of the two. The one where the Bills defender and was it Xavier Worthy? Both were trying to catch the ball and then the ball hits the ground and then they say it was a catch.
Yeah, I don't understand how that wasn't a pick because the defender had both hands around it. Xavier Worthy he has one arm around it. When they hit the ground, he still doesn't have possession of it. I think that's a stupid rule anyway.
Well,
If
here's
it
my
looks like
thing.
that the defender clearly has the ball, it should be a pick. But go ahead.
Here's my thing. It looked like neither of them had the ball and the ball touched the ground. It should be incomplete.
It looked like the defender had it, but I know what you're saying as far as when they hit the ground, it looked like it kind of came loose a little bit, but it didn't touch the ground. So I guess that's why they awarded it to the offense.
Yeah, because I know
But
tie goes to the offense, but still.
Yeah, I feel like regardless though, sometimes it's not a tie. Like you just have to have a hand in there from what I've seen.
That's absurd. Yeah, I thought it should have been incomplete. I was quite upset about
And I
that.
thought a pick.
I mean, pick would have been nice, but I was trying not to be too greedy, but God forbid.
I'm literally looking at the picture right now. Yeah,
Oh,
that looks like a
God.
pick.
That's so stupid. But yeah, so that one, and then obviously the one everyone's talking about, the Josh Allen QB sneak first down thing with the two refs having the two different opinions.
Yeah, it wasn't even just that one. There was a I forgot who it might have been Kincaid or something.
It was
that got
Kincaid.
the first, bro.
It
That
was.
was the first down. He literally crawled for it, like not crawled. He dove for it and was over the line. And that spot was terrible. I said the spot was terrible on the QB sneak too. I couldn't believe it, bro.
Man, they hoed him on the QB sneak spot. That was
Dog,
horrific.
that was a horrible spot.
They gave him quite literally the worst spot possible.
Yeah, and like when they did the replay, it showed him across the line. So I'm thinking, oh yeah, they got it.
Yeah, like they literally were spotting the ball as if the ball was like in between Josh Allen's knees. I was
Yeah,
like,
that was
the
wild.
ball was well past that spot.
That was real wild. And I'm not saying that the Chiefs didn't play well enough to win because they did. I mean, the Bills couldn't stop them. Let's be honest. But still, even with that, there were some plays that could have made it swing the other way.
Yeah, for sure. Like all those times, the Bills definitely like didn't play. Like they played good enough to win, but they didn't like do everything they could. Like they couldn't stop Mahomes scrambling, and then they kept running the same play, knowing that the Chiefs were stopping it and not like changing it. Like the Josh Allen QB sneaks were getting stuffed, and they were still running them.
Also, Chiefs defensive coordinator needs some more recognition, bro. Like,
Spagnola,
Spags called a good game, man. Especially since you know him with his exotic blitzes, and he waited till the very end to call the right one.
Dude, what's crazy is Josh got that ball to somebody though. That's the craziest part.
I thought he was gonna hit. I don't know if it was Davis or Cooks in the flats, but one of the running backs came out and it was wide open, and I thought he was gonna hit him, and then he was gonna get the 5 yards that they needed in the 4th and 5. But he was looking down the field.
And allegedly Shakir was open, but if you look at the play, like There's no way Allen could have seen him with the way that blitz was
Yeah, I
coming
would
at
have
him.
checked that down to the running back. They looked open to me.
But
But
I mean,
again, I don't have like a whole defense in my face. So
so the Chiefs ran that same exact formation 2 times prior, and neither time that corner like was in coverage. So I guess when Josh saw the formation, he thought the corner was going to be in coverage and never expected him to come and didn't
okay,
like change the protection.
gotcha.
That's what I've heard, but I'm not a full tape head, but that's what I've heard, which makes sense based off of how shocked he was when that corner did like get in his face.
Hmm.
So, but still, even in all that, like Josh got the ball to somebody.
Yeah,
That's the craziest part. Like all that happened and all that went wrong, and Josh gave Kincaid a chance.
yeah.
That's the craziest thing to me.
He's one of the top three. I was having a discussion with my family. We were like asking each other like, who do we think the top quarterbacks are? And we there is a consensus among us that there are only three great quarterbacks in the league right now, and that's Lamar, it's Pat Mahomes, and it's Josh Allen. Everybody else we put in like a good to very good category or to
Oh,
like
you
an
got to
average
put
category.
Burrow in there. Come on.
I don't put Burrow up there with
Did you
them.
not
He's
see what
good.
he did this year?
Don't get me wrong, Burrow is a dog, but I don't think he's better than any of those three.
I don't think he's better, but
Do
I
you
think
think he's better than any of those three?
I think he's in the same company as them. I don't think he's better than them.
But I would take any of those three over Burrow if I'm starting a franchise.
Yeah,
That's just me.
I mean I would too, but I'm saying Burrow like is in that company. He just happens to be
Okay,
fourth.
I'm not gonna disagree. That's just you know, I think he's very good. But I also do think I'm not saying that he would be bad, but I'm also saying if he didn't have who he had on his squad, that he would be putting up the numbers he has.
We're gonna find out this upcoming season.
Yes, we are. And like I said, I think that those three, I mean, don't get me wrong, you guys have a good roster, but I'm just talking about strictly your receiving core, and still look what Lamar's doing with that.
Oh yeah, we
And look,
finally got a legit
the
receiver.
Bills have nobody, bro.
They have Amari Cooper. They just aren't using him.
I mean, yeah, if Coop's healthy and has a full offseason, but that's a different story. He was just traded there off of a whim. There's really
Yeah.
nothing you could do too much about that. Um, but yeah, I feel like those top three. Oh, I'm not going to look at the Chiefs because they got a track team. That's just unfair, especially
That's
with Pat
so
Mahomes.
crazy.
But
They have
as far as
Hollywood and Worthy on the same team.
that's what I'm saying, bro. And don't forget D Hop. Like D Hop's not what he once was, but he'll make some good catches every now and then.
And Pacheco will burn you out of the backfield too.
Exactly. And P Ryan.
Bro, Samaje Perine getting the game-winning first down was not on my bingo card.
What's crazy and what my uncle pointed out was that was literally the only time in the game that I saw him like go out wide,
Same.
and that's usually what he does. So I'm like, you had to have known he was going to run something on the last play of the game. But the way that they set it up was really cool, like with all.
Well,
the
he's really good
crossers
at pass pro,
and then
so I
coming out.
definitely saw them like doing that too.
Yeah,
But yeah, I mean, I think Perine like also had the game winner for like one of their Super Bowls, I think too.
probably so.
Which hey, good for him. But it's the Super Bowl I
Kareem
least
Hunt's still a
wanted. I
dog,
said it at the
too.
beginning of the playoffs. Yeah,
Yeah,
literally getting 4 yards of carry. What the hell? I literally said at the beginning of the
he runs
playoffs,
hard.
like, yeah. I said at the beginning of the playoffs that this was the matchup I least wanted. I called it once the playoffs were set, and I knew it was going to happen because it's what I didn't want to happen. Therefore, it was going to happen, and here we are.
I'd actually argue too that they're the two most popular teams in the league based off of like
I
fan base alone.
I heard people saying they're going to boycott the Super Bowl.
That's not. I heard, but they said that last year when it was the first time that they're matching up, and it was like one of the highest Super Bowl viewerships ever, thanks to the Taylor Swift fans. It's going to be the same thing this year. So even when you're not boycotting, just because you're not watching it doesn't mean that all the Swifties and everybody else isn't.
Literally, like, you're going to be the dude at the party that's not watching the game.
Yeah, like, come on
Okay.
now. Billy, we know you're
Okay.
we know you're watching the game, Billy. It's football. Watch
Yeah,
the game.
you literally spent all season watching football, and you're not going to watch the one where the
that's
winner gets
stupid. Watch
crowned?
watch
Okay.
the Super Bowl, dog.
Yeah, drink your beer, eat your pizza, and shut the hell up. And you're going to suffer like the rest of us and watch
Exactly.
Patrick Mahomes win a three-peat, okay?
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. If he wins this one, honestly, he's second for me already.
He was already second for me.
Yeah, I think it's just like for other
This
people.
does it.
Yeah,
Well, here's the thing. This makes their run better than any run the Patriots had because the Patriots never three-peated.
that's true. I mean,
I
overall,
heard-
it's still a better dynasty, but
Yeah.
Yeah, most
I
definitely.
was I was early on the Mahomes GOAT thing. I was on that after their like first Super Bowl. I said like this guy is different.
Shoot, I
And I
knew he
was
was different where he threw 6 touchdowns on in his first ever start or
right, that's what
second
I'm
ever start.
saying. Like
Yeah.
everyone like was saying like, "Oh, I was way too early and he'll never touch Brady." But I was
Mm,
early on it. And
would this
now,
be his fourth?
yeah.
He got a shot.
Yeah, he's
And
not
it's
even
only 7
30.
years in. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He got a shot.
Now, granted, I can't wait to see what he looks like without Kelsey and Reed once they both retire.
Yeah, but I'm
But
not. I will say it's not like how many decent years do you think Kelsey got left? I say 1 or 2.
decent or Kelsey
Decent.
type
I'm
years?
not talking Kelsey type. I think that's done. Decent.
3, if he wants it. I don't know if he wants it, but if he wants it, like if he wants to ride this thing till the wheels fall off, I think he has 3.
Don't be surprised if he do what his brother did.
Retire after a dub. Well, that's the thing. Like everyone's saying, like him and Taylor Swift are gonna get engaged, and he's gonna retire if they win the three-peat. I hope he does retire. I'm tired of his ass.
And we'll
Get him
never
out.
know
I'm
anymore.
done.
Yeah, no, he would still go to the. Say they were still making AFC championships and Super Bowls after he leaves. We're still going to see the both of them there if they're still together, and it's not just a publicity stunt that I think it is.
Yeah, yeah. We'll see. But I think Andy Reid's more important to that team than Kelsey.
Oh, for sure.
And Andy
That's not
Reid's in his late 60s. You think Andy's got another 10? I don't know.
It depends on if he wants it or not. Like, kind of like, yeah, I think it's if he wants
Well, I
it.
wonder if he wants to like ride it out with Pat, like be done when Pat's done.
I would.
So you think he's in his late 60s. So you think he's gonna coach till his late 70s?
I don't see why not. Not, it's possible. It's just that if he stays consistent and if his philosophy doesn't fan out, which I don't think it will, because I feel like he's always been a good offensive coach, but I feel like he's also like adapted.
I feel like it would have faded by now if it was gonna fade.
Yeah, and think about who his quarterback is. That's the reason he can do what he does on offense. Like, I
Oh
feel
yeah,
like the plays that they've called, he would not have called in Philly.
not with Donovan
Just-
McNabb
yeah,
back there. No way.
or Vic or whoever else.
Vic.
No. So it's a different type of offense because you have arguably the most talented quarterback in NFL history. So
Yeah.
you're gonna call stuff differently. And so I feel like as long as he has Mahomes, he's just gonna try to find more ways to be creative. I think it's about winning, and it's about him just like, because you know how it is, bro. If you put something into something, you want to see the fruits of your labor. So think about being
Oh
an
yeah.
offensive guru. You finally find the perfect quarterback for you because I think they're perfect complements for each other. You find the perfect quarterback for you. You gonna ride that till the wheels fall off.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I think maybe not 10. I feel like it's a little excessive, but I could see like 6 or 7 for sure.
Oh yeah. But and then we'll end it on this now that unless there's anything left you want to mention about the games.
Nah, we'll talk about our Super Bowl preview next week. That's really it.
Yeah, don't want to burn all our good content in one episode, you know. But I will give a little teaser now that it is the beginning of February. You know what that means? It means it's time to lock in on college hoops.
When I was sitting here, like, what am I forgetting? Yeah.
So normally I keep tabs on college hoops like up until February. Like while football's on, I keep tabs, but I don't like sit down and watch like all these games. But February, I spend the month of February getting familiar with everyone, so that way when the tournament comes, I can kind of have
We got a couple months until what we really want to get into.
right. So now is the time where I will start locking in on college hoops, and I'm looking at the top 25, and like some of these teams, like I knew they were like highly ranked, but some of them, I'm like, what the hell? Like UConn at 25 is crazy. I did not know they were down that far.
We'll see how it goes this year because women's has been more entertaining than men's to me in the past couple of years, especially.
Oh well, yeah. Speaking of women's, if you want to get into that real quick, did you see Kelsey Plum got traded?
No.
Yeah, she got traded to the same team as Cameron Brink.
Oh my gosh, I'm a Kelsey.
But dude, her game is fire. I'm a big fan of hers as well.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, the women's
She's
game.
going to Vegas, huh?
No, she's going to LA. Yeah, bro.
And she's done with Darren Waller, right?
Been done.
Okay.
He fumbled so badly.
Yeah, I agree.
He fumbled horrific.
I agree.
Bro, he fumbled like Zay Flowers in the AFC Championship game
For
fumbled.
sure. Yeah, I don't know what he was on.
That was an all-time bag
I
fumble.
was about to make a bad joke.
I'm just going to leave it at all-time bag fumble and call it a day. But some of
hey-
these... What's up?
No, I was just gonna say If he's saying his mental wasn't right, then it wasn't right. I get it, but still,
Yeah.
man, you're supposed to be able to fight through that, dog. Especially, you know what I'm saying?
Especially since they were married.
Yeah, man, you're supposed to fight through that mess, man.
But some of the teams on here, so normally it's like the usual suspects, Duke and Florida and Michigan State, Houston. But there's some unusual suspects. Auburn being number one. Auburn just randomly got good at basketball. Duke, which I already said, is 2. Iowa State at 3. That's a shocker. Bama at 4. Bama's been on the up and up because of their coach. I think his last name is Oates, but his first name's definitely Nate, and he's really good. Florida, like I said, Houston, like I said, Michigan State is back. You know what they call March. Tennessee at 8. Tennessee's been pretty solid the past few years. Marquette at 9. Oh, that'll be a good game. Purdue at 10, the Spoilermakers. Kansas was number 1 at one point. They're all the way down to 11. Kentucky, a typical blue blood, at 12.
Yeah.
A&M had an all-time collapse against Texas, but they're still ranked 13th. Mississippi State at 14. Good for them. St. John's at 15. Good for them. Oregon, I didn't even think they were that good at hoops. Wisconsin basketball might be back, bro.
What's their record right now? Where are they at?
Wisconsin basketball 16-4. They are the 17th ranked team in the country.
Oh, they're playing Maryland. Oh, snap. That's tomorrow.
Maryland's actually about to be ranked.
Are they?
Yeah, they're ranked 27th right now. Okay. So they're close. North
I know
Carolina,
you're an NC guy, but
they fell off an absolute cliff. Always. I always root for Maryland. They just have been ass. North Carolina fell off a cliff. I know we got the 6th best recruit in the country coming next year, but Hubert Davis better watch his back, bro. We don't tolerate this shit.
He might flip.
Nah, he just committed on national television. He ain't flipping.
It's happened before. I'm not saying I wouldn't want it to for y'all, but it's happened before.
Yeah, this coach better get it together because this team is absolute a shite. But yeah, other than that, I mean, North Carolina has 6 losses. Unreal. Trying to see when their next game is. I guess we'll have to.
I think it's 2 days.
Unacceptable. But anything else before we get out of here?
As always, thank you, people. Thank you, bro. This was a fun episode. I'm feeling sad about the Super Bowl, but that's besides the point.
We all are.
We want to facts. Once again, we want to thank you guys for everything that you do. Thank you for the opportunity for us to do this. We're trying to make this a career. Trying to feed our families with this. So please like, subscribe on all platforms, and I appreciate you, bro.
Hell yeah, appreciate you too, bro. And for those who have stuck around, remember, go check out Huga House and use code FLAG15 at checkout, 15% off. They got some really awesome stuff, and I can't wait to get my first order to come in the mail. So appreciate y'all. Appreciate you, Jordan. It's always a blast as always. This is my dream, so I hope one day to make it become my full-time living. But I appreciate all of y'all. Please spread the word so we can grow. Please like, comment, subscribe on YouTube. Drop a follow on TikTok. Drop a follow on Instagram as well while you're at it. And yeah, we will be back next week. Appreciate y'all. See ya.